everybody, welcome to Bones Collector, and today's video we are going to do our top 10 card games that we love to play. I know that all of you, like us, are stuck in a situation that was really out of our control with this COVID-19 pandemic that really covered this country, and we have lockdowns in certain areas and people are stuck at home, and these are some wonderful games that you can play to occupy some of that time. So we want to talk about those today and give you our view of top 10 card games that we really like to play, and we hope that you get some of these and play them because they're wonderful. So without further ado, let's get to our list, and we're going to let Lori, my wife Lori, is going to join us today, and that's always a pleasure to have her give her opinion on some of these games.
Because he's wrong. Because
most of the time I'm wrong. And but we got her here today to point all those times that I'm wrong out to you so that you can enjoy and laugh at me also. So here we go. Let's go with number 10.
Okay, my number 10 is a little tiny card game called Okie Dokie by Hisashi Hayashi. You're building an orchestra. Each of the cards, I'll open it up a little bit here. Each of the cards has a number on it, and like this one, he's playing the drums. This one is playing the cello. This one's playing the piano. You have to organize them by color and number, and it's very difficult to do. You can do it cooperatively or you can do it as a solo game. I think I've won it one time playing it solo. Very simple, not a lot of art on the cards, but it's a cute, fun little game. Okie dokie.
Okie dokie. Hisashi Hayashi is the designer, and he did another game that we really love called Yokohama. So if you're familiar with Yokohama, you know that this guy can really design a great game, and both of those we really like. Yeah. So, okay, very good. I like that game too. All right, my number 10 game is kind of a cheat. I joined two together by Alexander Pfister, Tyboard the Builder, and Oh My Goods, and this is Oh My Goods, and Tyboard the Builder looks like this.
It's all falling out of its box.
Tyboard the Builder looks like this. And both of these games are engine builders. And they have the feel of playing a full-size Euro board game. That's why I really like them. But they take a little longer and they're a little more complex, so that's why they're down the list to number 10. That doesn't mean they're not great games, because they really are. I love playing them and wouldn't part with them for anything. I like them because they're compact and I can take them on a trip to a hotel and play them on a hotel table or something, and it's like it has a big game feel, like I say, and that's pretty cool. But you're just going to be building an engine. It takes place in, this one's Longsdale Revolt. Is that the expansion? Oh yeah, Oh My Goods is the game, and Longsdale Revolt is an expansion that goes with the game. But you're going to have factories and different things that are going to produce goods for you, and there's a goods and resource management thing going on, and buying things from a market and so forth. So just like the big Euro games, only in a little package, and that's a lot of fun. Then that's Oh My Goods and Tyboard the Builder by Alexander Pfister. Okay, your number 9.
My number 9 is, make a mess here, Arboretum by Dan Cassar. And we have the fancy version in the nice woodcut box. It's got a little velvet bag for the cards, but it's just a deck of cards. They're all different trees. All different sorts of trees. You're building them in pathways and sets. And it's simple directions, hard to execute.
Let's look at some of those trees. What do we got here? Yeah, so you got like the blue spruce, we got cherry blossom. I can't pronounce that one. But different types, all different types of trees, and so there's this, you lay them down a path and they have to connect and so forth.
It's a jacaranda.
Yeah. So, jacaranda. Yeah, I couldn't say it, so it's over my head. But it is a fun game, she's correct.
That's my number 9.
Number 9. My number 9 is Bonanza the Duel, and that is a game by Uwe Rosenberg. He of Agricola and Grass Road and Le Havre and all those beautiful big Euros. And this game, he kind of crunched down into a little package called Bonanza the Duel. And just like the name would suggest, it's a 2-player only game. So Bonanza the Duel is about planting beans and veggies and bean fields and putting sets together. And it's, I don't know, this game, once you play it, it takes you a while to get used to the rule set. It's pretty complex. It takes a long time to play for a card game. So I think it probably takes a good hour to play this game.
Doesn't say.
It doesn't really say, but I think it takes us an hour to play this game. And that's quite a while for a card game. But oh man, it's a lot of fun, and it's a great game design. I would suggest to anybody to buy this game. A tiny little package again, but a big box game feel, I guess is what I want to say. And that's pretty cool. Some people, when they think of card games, they think just quick throwing down cards. That's not what you're going to get here. You're really going to have to think when you play Bonanza the Duel, and that's a lot of fun to do that. So yeah, that's my number 9. 8.
Okay, my number 8 has been mentioned before. Tybor the Builder, and oh my goods, I also cheated. This Lonsdale Revolt we haven't played yet. It turns the game into a campaign game. We haven't tried that yet, and I'm kind of looking forward to that. But we haven't done that yet. But pretty much he explained the game to you. It's there by Alexander Pfister, and that is my number 8.
Yeah. Alexander Pfister, of course, has done Great Western Trail, and I know that a lot of people love that game. It's that's one of those games that some people claim is their favorite game of all time. Alexander Pfister has done Isle of Skye, and Maracaibo is a big hit for him right now. So he's a wonderful board game designer, and generally speaking, if you like a game by a certain designer, you'll like his other games. And my number 8 is Port Royal by Alexander Pfister. Port Royal is a single deck of cards. Both sides of the cards have a function. The one side of the cards has a coin on it, so that's your money, your currency. You have a deck of cards out in front of you. You're going to flip over cards until you take one or bust. You know, if you keep flipping over cards and you don't want that card or any of those cards and you keep trying to push your luck, you can bust. So you're going to be recruiting people to help you. You're going to complete mission cards, recruit different characters. You're going to recruit ships that are going to help you. And it is a lot of fun to play. Very quick. Port Royal by Alexander Pfister. He of Oh My Goods and Tybor the Builder.
Okay, I'm on number 7. Back to Bonanza the Duel. It's a very difficult game for being just a little card game. Easy to play, very difficult to win, I guess, and strategize. You're planting beans, all different sorts of beans in numerical order. And that sounds simple, but it's a little more difficult than that. But it's a lot of fun, little tiny box, really like the game.
Great. It's a great game. That was your 7?
That was my 7.
That was her 7. My number 7 is a game called Medici, and it is a card game version of the great big board game. And I've never played the big board game. Don't want to. I like this game. So the card version's awesome. There's a deck of cards that players are going to be choosing cards from a central market and a set collection. You can only have so many cards in your ship. Once you have so many cards in your ship, you have to stop. Other players can keep going until they fill their ships. They go to the warehouse. You score them at that point. You get bonus points. Best 2 out of 3 on the rounds wins the game. And that's Medici, the card game. And I believe it plays 2 to 6 in 45 minutes. And we only play a 2-player. It takes us about a half an hour, and we really enjoy that Medici, the card game.
It doesn't need to go anywhere.
Okay.
Because the only thing he was wrong about is that it's number 6, not number 7. This is an awesome card game. We pull this out and play it, and we don't usually just play 3 games and stop. It's easy to play, easy to set up, plays quick, a lot of fun. He usually wins, but I still like it anyway.
How about that?
That's Medici, number 6.
Okay, did I go first?
No, you're number 6.
I'm doing my... Okay. Okay, my number 6 is a little card game. Been around for quite a while. It's very popular, and for good reason. Jaipur is a lovely, lovely set collection game again that once you collect your sets, you're going to change it in for tokens. And depending on how many cards you have in your set, you get that particular bonus. So if you have 3 cards in your set, you get that bonus token, 4 cards, 5 cards, so on. And the more cards you have in your sets, the more points you're going to score. But do you want to wait that long? That's the trick. You might want to put together those sets that are only 3 cards just to get the tokens as fast as you can get them. So a little bit of strategy there in how you play this game.
That's your luck.
Yeah, and it's a 2-player only game also, Jaipur, and it's one of my favorite 2-player games, and it's one of my favorite card games, obviously. I really, really love it, Jaipur.
Okay, I'm on number 5. Lotus. This game is beautiful. You're building, you can see on the back of there, you're building flowers. You're trying to make flowers out of the cards in your hand and claim more of the petals than your opponent does. Right?
Maybe you can put a picture right there.
Yeah. Right over top of you, right here?
Here.
I'll put one right here.
Put right there. Right in the corner, because you're in the space.
It's got little butterflies and dragonflies, and you get little wooden critters to go on the flowers to try to earn a few more points than the other person, and you want to claim that flower to get it for your points on your side of the board. So it's a lot of fun, and it is probably one of the, I don't know, Arboretum's awfully pretty as well, but this game is probably one of the most beautiful games on this list. Lotus, number 5.
My number 5 is a game by Dr. Steve Finn called Biblios. Biblios, again, been around a long, long time. Biblios is a card game that is very, very fast and furious. I really love playing this game. It does play 2 to 4 players in a half an hour or so. I think it takes us about 20 minutes when Lori and I play it. You have some dice on a little board that you don't roll or anything. You're just going to manipulate them with some of the cards in the deck. Church cards give you +1 or -1 or +2 or -2, I believe, and you can change those dice values of those D6s on that little mini board. It's just a little board where they sit on. And then at the end of the game, whoever has the most cards of the gold that represent the gold dice, you get those points. Whoever has the most of the blue dice,
there's the tiny little board.
You get the blue dice. So there's a set collection thing going on, and you have money that you have in an auction system that to acquire cards that you didn't get when you were taking your turns. Each player will take 3 cards off the deck, and you place 1 in front of yourself, 1 to the church, 1 to the auction, and then the next player takes their turn until the whole deck has disappeared, and then you're going to start auctioning off those cards, and then you score the game. And it's a lot of fun. We've had it for quite a few years, and I would never get rid of it. Not only that, it's so portable, and we really like to play it in all types of situations, Biblios.
We've actually played this on a little tray when one of us was sick. Played it while one person was laying in bed on a little tray, because it does not take up a lot of space. Doesn't take a whole lot of thought. You can play it when you're not, all together there.
Yeah, well, you never can tell when you're our age and you get sick. You may be gone. So we like to get in gaming even when we're ill. So that, yeah.
But it looks like a book. It's got a spine like a book. It looks like pages on the top. It's got a little magnetic. It's not on my list, but it's a great game.
Yeah, that magnetic closure is pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. All right. What am I on?
4.
I'm on number 4, Point Salad. This is probably one of the newer games on the list, not the newest, but one of the newer ones. I don't know, I can show you the cards. It's just a deck of cards. One side of the cards is vegetables. We've got onions, lettuce, peppers. And then the other side of the card is contracts. You have to go through these cards and figure out which side you want to use. Do you want to use it for the vegetable, or do you want to use it for the contract? And that's all that's in here. Little deck of cards. Quick, fun, brightly colored. I really enjoy this game.
Yep.
That's Point Salad.
Yep. And that's Point Salad, my number 4 also. So I wouldn't even bother talking too much about it. It's very fast and fun. Yeah, ever since we played it the first time, we really enjoyed it because of its speed. And when we were picking these games, I wanted to let you know that we tried to stay away from games that were card games that had other components, a lot of other components, like Kashgar, Merchants of the Silk Road, a wonderful card game, but it had a board that went with it to keep track of your spice totals, quantities, and so forth. So we tried to just stay with kind of fast-playing card games that were just mostly cards. So that's how we compiled this list. And Point Salad, my number 4 also. Excellent game.
Okay, and my number 3 game is a really simple game called Robits. And the reason it's my number 3 game is because my grandkids love this game. Each card is either a head, a torso, an arm, or a leg of a robot. You're building a robot. The more of one color you can have the robot, the more points you get. If he's all one color, then you get a lot of bonus points. And I mean, we probably don't play it, just you and I, but when the grandkids are here, we play it. And that's why it's so high on my list, just because of the fun factor. When the grandkids are here, it's a really, plays fast. It'll play, what does it say? Up to 7 people. We've had it at 5. That's the most we've ever played it with.
Yeah. So it's kind of a party game, really.
It is like a little party game, yeah.
Yeah, because you can play 7, and that's quite a few people.
Our youngest, he was playing it when he was 6. I mean, you don't have to be very old to figure out how to put together a robot. Yeah. So it's a lot of quick, simple fun, which is who it's by. Quick, simple fun. That's my number 3.
It's a good one. All right, my number 3 I won't spend a lot of time on because it's been covered before, and that's Lotus. I think when Lori plays it again, it's going to move up her list. It has, again, just a beautiful, just a beautiful evocative presentation because of the flowers, and the strategy is pretty nice. You're really going to crunch around a lot of thoughts to try to accomplish your goals. And so, I mean, look at the cover of the box, it's just beautiful. We played this game a couple years ago, I think, and it's been
Dice Tower.
Yeah, Dice Tower Con, and didn't pick it up for a while. And the more I thought about it, the more games that I played of this nature, I thought, you know what, Lotus was better than all of those. I'm gonna pick up Lotus. So we did. It was, Lori got it.
I got it at a sidewalk
sale, and cool picked it up, and we really love this game. It's obviously because it's my number 3, and I don't think it'll drop very much, but because it's a great game, and that's Lotus.
Number 3?
Yeah.
All right, my number 2 is Animo. And this is another one that's on the list because of my grandkids. And Larry and I have played this game, and we do enjoy it. But we really like playing it with the grandkids. It's a 2-player game. It resembles Pokemon, but it is all Bible-based, scripture-based cards. So you've got Animos, you've got Cinnies, and there's a lot of different ways this game can be played for really young children, or you play it the way you play Pokemon. We actually have a big mat that it goes on, but you don't need the mat to play it. But the cards, it's got a little magnet box here. But the cards all have really cute art on them, and there's verses on all of them. I think these are all good guys. You have power cards that are in here, but it's just an awesome game. Teaches the kids their scriptures. They really enjoy playing this game.
Yeah.
You want to say anything about it?
Yeah, I love Animo.
No, it wasn't on your list?
It's not on this list, but it's on a future list where it'll be much higher for me. And that's spoiler alert for one of my videos coming up. And Animo, again, Lori mentioned that every card has scripture on it, and that really makes this game special, because you can play this game as an adult and really meditate on the scripture on the cards. For us, that's very important. And our grandkids, it's important for their development and understanding, in our opinion, of the world, to be able to really be exposed to scripture in gaming and in every part of their lives, and how they can apply that scripture in a practical way to their life. So very important, a wonderful game. I mean, my hat's off to the designers. They did a wonderful job with this game. There's a couple of expansions, and I'm going to be doing a video about the expansions to Animo. But we love playing it. We love playing it together. We love playing it with our grandkids.
This is just the little starter deck. We've got 2 other full decks, some other cards. There's a bigger box that it all goes in. I just didn't get it all out, but we have a lot more of it than just this little starter deck. This little starter deck, if you buy the little starter deck, there's enough in here for one person to play half the deck and the other person to play the other half of the deck, and that's enough. But then the other decks that you can purchase are larger. There's more cards in them, more going on. Yeah. But the starter pack is fine. Yeah. But the kids love it.
Fun game, and again, the content is off the charts. So, okay, we're on number 2, I believe.
Yes.
Or am I on?
You're on number 2.
I'm on number 2.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Which I know is that one.
My top 2 card games could be interchanged. It was difficult to choose. Both of them are 2-player only games, and the one that I have at number 2 is a game called Mandala. and Mandala just came out last year. It was in my top 10 games of 2019, and it is a very enjoyable, fast-playing, strategic little card game. I'm telling you, it is so amazing. And in this box, they give you a linen board and a playing mat, I guess. And I wish more games would do this. This is fantastic. Look at that. Yeah.
And it fits in the box.
Yeah, it's fantastic. And because it's a linen and foldable, it will fit in this little box, where if this were a neoprene mat, it would not be able to do that. So I love that about this. Now you're going to have a hand of cards that you're going to play either into the mandala, or you're going to take cards from the mandala. You will place cards down here in these squares. This is the opponent. This is the would be one player. This would be another player. And each one of these boxes has a point value. You assign one card to those squares, and that's the point value for that design. All the cards have designs on them. And what you'll do is take cards from the mandala, place them in your scoring square of the designs that you've laid out in your scoring row, and you get that point total for those cards in that square. Sounds pretty complicated,
but it's
and
not.
It's not complicated, but it's complex enough that you're going to have to think hard about how you're going to win this game, because the opponent's doing the same thing, trying to get those cards laid out. And if they put one in the 6-point box, by golly, any of those cards appear in the mandala. They want those for their scoring square. So yeah, Mandala, oh man, it's just a tremendous game. 2-player only, one of my top 10 games. I think it might have came in at number 2 on my top 10 games of 2019, but it's a classic instantly. The first time I saw it played on YouTube, I was like, I got to get that game, and I did, and I loved it just as much as I thought I would. So yeah, it's Mandala, number 2.
Game Boy Geek. Thank you, Game Boy Geek.
Yeah.
He's the one that showed us
Hats off to him.
that we saw play this game. Okay, my number 1 game is called The Game. It is so easy to play, easy to understand, difficult to play, I guess you would say. It can be played solo. We've played it with 3 people, I think, at the most. And all that's in here is cards with numbers on them. They have numbers on the card. They have some patterns on them too, but mostly they're just numbers. And you've got stacks of cards, and these 2 stacks are going from 1 up, and these are going from 100 down. And you have to manage to get through the cards that you have in your hand and that your fellow players have in their hands without getting stuck to where you can't play a card.
So it plays what? Solo, cooperative, and how many players can it?
I don't know how many players can play. Does it say? 5. Up to 5. We've played it with 3. It says it takes 20 minutes. Doesn't take long. Sometimes it doesn't take long at all because you get stuck really fast and lose quickly. I think I've won it 1 time, but
Yeah, that's hard to do.
it's...
Yeah.
I sit around and play this if I'm by myself and just have some time to kill. It's like I like to do Sudoku puzzles. This is just a puzzle. Another form of puzzle. I really like puzzles. So that would be my number 1 game.
Yeah, she loves puzzle games, and that the game, and what was the other one I was thinking of? This just Okie Dokie.
Yeah.
Both those games are numbers, and she can move those numbers around and crunch them up and figure out how to do them, and she really loves that kind of stuff. And so those games are very high on her list, and I like those games also. Even though they didn't make my list, I mean, they would definitely be honorable mention card games for me. I love them, and I'm glad that she put them on there to talk about them. Okay, my number 1 game, again, it could have been exchanged for Mandala, because my number 1 card game is always the one I played last. So Hanamakoji has been and probably will continue to be one of the best games or one of the top games on any lists that I make. It's a 2-player only game about beautiful geishas, and you have 7 oversized geisha cards that will be in between you and the other player with a token on each one of them. The object is to get that token on your side of the card so that geisha is showing you her favor.
There's some of the geishas.
The artwork is beautiful on the cards.
She's
and then
upside down, of course.
Besides those oversized geishas, there's a deck of 26 regular sized playing cards, and you deal out, I think, a hand of 5 or 6
and that's
cards.
the inside of the box. This game is pretty awesome.
It is pretty awesome. And you deal out 5 or 6 cards each player. You're going to put 1 card back in the box every round, and so you don't know what that is. You know, that card's missing from the game. So you, instead of having 6 sixes, you might have only 5 sixes in the deck. You just don't know. In front of you will be 4 action tiles. Each tile has a different action, a unique and different action. And so your turn will simply be draw a card off the deck, take one of those 4 actions, flip over that tile. And once you've taken that action, it's done for the round. And you take 4 actions. Once you've taken your 4 actions, the round is over with. Each player takes their 4 actions. Then the round is over with, and whoever is the best 2 out of 3 rounds that win. There's 2 ways to win: through charm points or having 4 of those tokens on those geisha cards favoring you. But I love this game. I loved it immediately. It's the first time I played it, and I haven't stopped loving it. It's a wonderful game.
He wins a lot. That's why he really likes the
She says that, but I don't think that's entirely true.
It is true. You win this game almost every time.
I don't know about that, but I just love that game. And
but it is a very, very beautiful game, and it's a lot of fun. Yeah. Didn't make my list, but it is a lot of fun.
Yeah, but it's right up there with Mandala for me. Again, for a small package, thinky fast. This is, it's not like Bonanza the Duel where it's thinky slow. This is thinky fast. Goes very quickly. You can play 2 games. You're playing the best 2 out of 3 rounds wins the game, and you can do this 3 times in a half an hour, something like that. I mean, it's very quick, and I like that.
It's quick, simple fun.
It is. Is it quick, simple fun?
Yes, it is. It's also Emperor S4, but it's quick, simple fun.
Yeah. So very cool, and that's our list, you guys. Those are our top 10 card games each. We believe in these games. We love them, and we hope you guys will try some of them out. Drop me a line and tell me what your top 10 card games is, something that you felt maybe we left out. There was a lot of games that we thought about putting on here, like I said, that just had some components with them. Even though they're card games, if they had a lot of components with them, we kind of shied away from that.
And we tried to stay away from deck building games.
Yeah.
We didn't put deck building games in there.
Because, it's a specific mechanic, so we pretty much tried to stay away from that. But, yeah, that's our list. And if you have any questions or comments, please leave them in the space below the video. We'll get back to every one of you. And please remember to keep on gaming, because it's the best hobby on the planet. And like and subscribe. We love every one of you. Good luck to you. Be safe. Wash your hands. Social distancing, everybody. Have a great day. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.